Welcome to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. I am your host, Martel Llewellyn. We are pushing to 5,000 subscribers, guys. We are less than 100 subscribers to that goal. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support. So today we have Big Tone. So Big Tone, real quick, just shout out your channel. Where can the people find you on YouTube?
What's up, everybody? Big Tone, aka Big Unk, man. I'm on Big Tone Open Sports Talk, man, on everything. I'm not on Twitter no more. I don't do Twitter, so I'm on Blue Sky. Big Tone Open Sports Talk, Instagram, Big Tone Open Sports Talk, and of course YouTube, Big Tone Open Sports Talk, man. That's my handle. That's my diehard Miami Heat, as you can see in the camera, man. My name, Mr. Mr. Miami Heat. Yes, sir. That's where y'all can find me, man. Die Hard Miami Heat fan from day one. From day one. So, you know.
So we have breaking news from Shams that the Miami Heat,
Mhm.
they are open to trading Jimmy Butler, which is weird because the Miami Heat, they're very secretive. They don't really give out this much information. Also, too, the Miami Heat have been playing well. They are 7 of 2, like within their last game. So what is going on with the Miami Heat? Why would they put this out? Why do you think they would even think about trading Jimmy Butler? What's going on behind closed circles? Like, what do you think is going on?
Okay. My opinion, and again, is my opinion, and I stand ten toes down on anybody who know me, listen to my stream when I do my lives. Do my live 3:05 every day. Big Tone Open Sports Talk, man, live stream. So if y'all listening, y'all can come over and you can hear my live stream. In my opinion, man, look, let me tell y'all something. I've been telling nephew Montel, Trent, and all of them ever since we've been knowing each other. The NBA fears the Miami Heat. Let me make this clear. And I ain't, you can call me delusional, or you outsiders or whatever, even fans. The NBA fear the Miami Heat. The NBA fear Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and now that Tyler Hero is finally coming into his own, they literally fear the Miami Heat. As y'all noticed, when we was losing, when we couldn't figure out, our rotation, we couldn't figure out nothing we was doing, man, nothing seemed to work right. You didn't hear this foolishness. You didn't hear this trade talk and all this nonsense the way that you hear. Now you got sprinkles of it because they always want us get rid of Jimmy because again, they fear us. But now that Miami and Spo is starting to figure out this rotation and getting things, our chemistry is starting to get down. Tyler Hero is starting to be the Tyler Hero that they always believed that he could be. And this team is coming together, man, and we are still taking no names. The Drew Smiths, the Hayward Highsmiths are stepping up, man, and getting into this rotation thing, man, and doing what we are doing. This is when the mischief comes. This is when the NBA throw out these disruptive narratives of Jimmy getting traded, Miami Heat. First of all, just ask yourself, with this type of chemistry that's going on right now with the Miami Heat, with this type of thing that's happening, finally getting things together. And all we need to, I said it from the beginning of the season. I'm not worried. I never worried about our roster. Now, many of y'all did. You want trade this person, you trade everybody. I never worried about our roster. The only thing I always say, if we stay healthy, can't nobody beat us. And I'm staying 10 toes down on that. And it's becoming clear that what is happening and what is going on with the Miami Heat starting to get their chemistry, starting to get their timing down. Everybody starting to stay up. Everybody playing their role, winning by committee because everybody taking a piece of this win, even though Tyler just came into his own, man. And I'm hoping and praying that we just stay healthy. Once we stay healthy, the NBA know can't nobody beat us. So what they gonna do? What they gonna do? Remember what Jimmy and Bam did in the last 5 years. Injured. Remember, we always had injured players, and still did more than half of the goddamn NBA. So imagine us being healthy with this type of chemistry, what we got going on right now. Do you understand? We just beat the number one team in the NBA. ESPN NBA sports first day, they ain't even talking about it. Now, what if that was the Knicks who beat the Cavs? What if that Boston who beat the Cavs? What if the Orlando? Anybody else who beat the Cavs? What would have been the first thing on their agenda? Orlando beat the number one seed. Everybody they would have talked about. But when it's Miami, they're going to make sure they always put Miami on the back burner. Why? Because they cannot afford Miami to take off the way that they take off and get this recognition that they're getting. This is why you're getting this foolishness with all this trade talk with Jimmy. I'll say it again, and I just put it on Miami Beat on Blue Sky page. If they trade Jimmy, Miami gonna lose.
Wait, hold on though.
Period.
Hold on, my big tone. Think about it. And this is what is coming in through other, Heat channels that are really close within the locker room. These are Heat channels that actually interview players.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that Jimmy Butler is a lot, and we all know that. That is exactly why he landed in Miami in terms of, even when he came to Miami, he's doing a lot of things that Braun and D Wade and Chris Bosh couldn't even do, like,
right.
Going on the Airbnb while the whole other team, they're in the hotel. So just certain things like that. And then obviously, Jimmy Butler's personality is not the easiest to get along with. But this is something that I've always said. Him and Pat do not agree with the money issue. Whether we agree with that or not, clearly there's some type of a problem because Jimmy Butler is getting older. He's 35 years old, correct?
Right. He just turned 35 September, right.
They're not going to give him another 2 years where he's almost what? He'll be 37 at the end of the deal. I don't think the Miami Heat are comfortable with the number that he wants.
I think all he wants is an extra $7 million on what he already got.
No, but the thing is, Big Tone, I don't see him. He's not going to opt in. He wants another big contract. Well, something like what Paul George got. So he's going to opt out. He's going to opt out to get a new deal. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't want just that 50 ball. He wants to opt out, then to opt back into a new contract. You see what I'm saying? Right. I don't see him opting in.
Well,
he's looking across the NBA.
Right.
Paul George got $200 million, and he's a loser.
Right.
He would be stupid to not try to do the same exact thing when he's a lot more relevant than Paul George within the past few years. So he'd be stupid not to do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
that makes sense. But that makes sense in that sense, and I get it because at the end of the day, no matter what, is about the money. So I get that. I get that. But when it comes to Miami, remember, all he asking for is an extra because this is where he don't want to go nowhere else. So he's not really too much worrying about the money. But with Miami, he do want to get what he's worth, and I don't care what y'all say. He's worth that extra $7 million for the next 2 years, which put him at what, $53 million? $53 million. So I just don't get it, but I understand. And I think he can get it anywhere. He can get there's teams that are going to give him, the money that 113 million, because he only asking for 113 million for the 2 years. So the last thing that I've seen of him, he damn sure get that anywhere. But is that where he want to be? Is that a winning team? Is that something he can, start off with the last 2 years, pretty much the last 2-3 years of his career that he has? I don't think it's worth it. So now I'm only going by him, being that he want to stay in Miami, I think he'd be a little foolish to not opt in. And just get that last 52, 53 million that he get.
Because remember, we've been hearing about this, and even though it's the Miami Heat, and even though it's Jimmy, and these guys are really reserved, we've been hearing about this for a long time. Brooklyn, whether or not, even if it's 5% true, we've been hearing about this for months and months about the Houston Rockets, the Brooklyn Nets, the Golden State Warriors. Think about it. And this is why we have to really pay attention to the rest of the NBA. Just the other day, there was a report that Stephen Curry, he wants an all-star to be paired with, or just somebody who is close to his level, because Think about it. Stephen Curry, he's knocking on that Golden State Warriors door and saying, "Yo, listen, I want to at least do maybe one or two more championships, and I'm out of here." You see what I'm
Right.
saying? He's not getting any younger either. So when he comes out and says, "I need another guy next to me," all these things now start to connect. And I'm not saying that they do. I'm just saying
I
you
know
have
what
to
you're
look at the
saying.
landscape of the NBA. The Houston Rockets. Think about it. They haven't been relevant in terms of the regular season in a long time. And they have a very good team. They just kind of need one or two guys to really take that team to the next level. So they're
But
looking at the broader spectrum. You see what I'm saying? I don't
but
know why Houston would want him. I can see why Dallas does because think about it too. Dallas has to appease Luca. If
mhm.
they don't appease Luca, he's out of there because he wants to win. So they got him.
Well,
So they got him Kyrie. They got him Klay Thompson. They have a very good team. All I'm saying is that these NBA circles, they're clearly, looking for Jimmy Butler. And like I said, I am not surprised at this because they've been dealing with Jimmy Butler, even though it has led to winning. He is difficult behind closed door. And the biggest thing is this, Big Tone. If they didn't want to pay him a few months ago,
mhm.
why would they now pay him now? And the Miami Heat, I mean, yeah, we're in the fifth seed, we're playing decent basketball right now. But if they didn't want to pay him then, and sometimes you have to trade a player when they're at their peak stock right now. So what I mean by that is Jimmy Butler's healthy, he's playing games, he's looked pretty good. I'm not going to trade him when he's hurt, obviously.
Mhm.
And the deadline's listen, people don't understand this. The deadline is closer than we think. This is when the NBA
Well,
talks
he.
happen.
I don't see them. They're not trading them. I don't see them. All that talk, even if they trade, I just don't see them. Now, again, let me make this clear to everybody who might go end up listening to this and listen to this, whatever the case may be. We are. We. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going by what my opinion. It's just my opinion. I ain't been right, but I got a high percentage of rightness in my opinion. So, but it don't make me 100%. In my opinion, they're not going to trade. I don't see them. Let me say it like this: I don't see them trading Jimmy Butler this year. It's going to be at the end of the year when the season over with. Um, Things are just going too good right now for Miami to trade. Deadline, no deadline. Come this 15th or come the January to February before the final deadline in trades and stuff. I don't see them trading Jimmy. Now, at the end of the season, wherever we be at, because I'm telling you, we keep playing like this. It's done deal. Ain't nobody gonna beat us, bro. Call me what you want because I'm one thing about Big Tone. I don't just talk. I put my money behind it. Nobody's gonna beat us. We keep playing like this. We keep this chemistry, and most important, stay healthy. Stay healthy. Ain't nobody gonna beat us, bro. This is why they hyping this stuff up to try to get disrupt in that locker room, trying to get everybody in a mental state of, oh, they're gonna trade Jimmy worrying about shit that ain't got, shouldn't even be worrying about. But I don't see them trading Jimmy. Everything gonna come, I think, on the offseason if they trade him. Especially while we playing the way we playing. Because I'm gonna say this again, my opinion. If they trade Jimmy, Miami ain't winning nothing. I said it, and I'm standing 10 toes
No,
down.
but
It's
see, but
go.
that's
I
the thing,
don't
Big Tone.
care. I don't care about money. I don't care about no. He getting old. Everybody getting old. KD getting old. People still want him. I don't care.
No, but
If
this
they
is the thing,
trade
Big Tone.
Jimmy Butler, the curse is going to continue even worse, the same way it did when they did D Wade, the way that they did him and everybody. I'm telling you, is my opinion. We're not going to win shit, and we're not going to win nothing years to come because the curse is real. Just my opinion. I'm
Yeah, but
telling you. So
no,
they
but this
can
is
do
the
what
thing,
they
Big
want.
Tone.
They can do what they want.
I think, and they've I mean, like I said, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Right.
But like
Right.
I said, the way they're looking at it, how did they get D Wade? How did they get Beasley? Think about it. Pat Riley, I don't think he's going to be here a lot more. I mean, think about it. They
But
gave him the court.
what
They're
they
going to
said,
build him the statue. Pat Riley's on his way out as well. And there's going to be a new system. There's going to be a new guy in place. So once again, these are all different things we have to think about. And I just think that they might be willing to lose one or two seasons. They might be willing to
okay.
be mid. They might be willing to
Okay.
be mid because think about it. They have no first round picks. Okay. Not
Right.
that many people want Jaime or Jovic or Tyler like that compared to all these other rotational pieces. So
But
they're
who's
looking at
really
their
out
roster.
there? Who's
What
really
you say?
out there that you get? Who can you? Who's out
I'm
there?
hold on. I'm not saying that there is. I'm
Right.
just speculating about what they're thinking. Think about it. They have a young core. Bam, Khalil, Kashad Johnson, Pella Larson, like Jaime, Jovic. Where does this Miami Heat team see themselves? And I think if from what I'm seeing is they might be willing to lean into the future than try to
Mm-hmm.
prolong this anymore.
I mean, I don't look. I don't doubt. I don't doubt that they which come do that. I really don't. I don't. But I'm telling you, as of right now, on the cusp of um winning a championship, because they can win a championship with this roster. I don't give a damn what you call me. Don't care what nobody call me. They can win a championship. I'm not impressed with East or West. Miami can win a championship with this roster right here, especially the way we playing right now. East or West. We are 4-1 with the West. And on a 7-game series, we already know that we can come out the best on the West if we of course we gotta have we gotta be healthy. But if healthy, we can win a championship right now with Jimmy, even in the next 2 years with Jimmy. If you take Jimmy off, then you're going to delete that, and then it's going to be 5-6 years down the road before you even think about coming close to a championship. I guarantee you. Now, you can move towards the future. That's fair. I get it. Eventually, we're going to have to do it. But why do that with a player who brings so much to the table with the young guys that he have something to the table that even these so-called superstars ain't bringing to the table. LeBron ain't doing it. KD ain't doing it. Booker ain't doing it. Luka ain't none of these people doing it with the roster that Jimmy have. And then you get a good chemistry like this, and all at the most, Jimmy gonna play 2 years at the most. At the most, he gonna play another 2 years.
So that's why I'm saying, Big Tone, it comes down to what is going on behind closed doors. Because it's
Right,
like what you said, they are winning games. The team looks pretty solid in terms of
right.
chemistry. There's no beef, there's no drama that we know of.
That we know of. Right,
So
right,
once again, I honestly think it comes down to Pat, Mickey, Jimmy, and his agent. That's what it comes
right.
down to. And I honestly think, and see, remember when Jimmy Butler said, oh, like it's cool, like at the press conference, like in the beginning of the year, he wasn't really tripping. That's a smart move because he's not going
Yeah,
to be like old Jimmy Butler, be pissed off, running around,
yeah,
slamming,
man. Yeah,
slamming
yeah.
stuff,
Jimmy
throwing
know the
stuff.
game, man.
Yeah, he
Jimmy
know
know
the
the
game,
game.
so
Yeah,
he
Jimmy know
brushed
the game.
he brushed it off because he knows.
Right.
Listen, I'm gonna have the last laugh because it's a players' league at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, is a players' league.
It's a players' league, so he's gonna
Exactly.
get his money regardless. And
Right.
that's
No
what
matter
I'm
where
pretty
it's
sure that
at.
was
Right.
reported,
Right.
by somebody is that the biggest thing about Jimmy, it's the money for him, and like I said, I can't blame him. So when I hear that, and I know that Mickey and Spo are like, I don't know about 50 million per going forward, or
But remember now, it's only
150.
2 years.
But you're not listening, Big Tone.
Mm-hmm.
From what they're saying is he don't want that. He's going to opt out regardless because he's looking at Paul George. He's looking at Kawhi and all these guys who you're telling me that they can get 200 million. Why am I going
And
to opt in
setting
for a 50
down.
ball
Right.
when I can get 150, 200 spread out over the next few years? Because think about it. It's not just about the money, too. It's about, okay, I can spread it out. So even if I get hurt, guess what? They're going to have to pay me. And guess what? Even if they trade me, I can even get bought out. I might take a little hit, but I'm going to get my money. And if the Miami Heat do not want to give him that whatever number he wants,
Right.
it's over. It has
Yeah,
nothing
I
to do about
mean,
basketball.
and it depends on how bad Jimmy want to stay.
That too.
Because sometimes it's just, look, man, I know I can get the money. I'm not hurting for money. I'm good. The money, even here, even if I don't get another dime from Miami, I'm good for my generation wealth is good for the rest of my life and my kids' life. It's just a matter of adding on to a couple of million. Now, how bad do we want to stay in Miami? how disrespectful or that he might feel, him and his agent might feel that Pat Riley and them and Mr. Earth and them treating them, because I'm gonna tell you, I can see Jimmy saying, you know what, I know I wanted 113 million for the 2 years, because that's all he can get anyway because of the new rule. So because he can't get no more money over, he can't get a super max or max over 37 anyway. So he can only get it for 2 years. So he might, Jimmy say, you know what, man, I love Bam, man, I love Tyler, I love, where I'm at, man. Us giving the NBA hell, the haters. Because Jimmy always want to do shit that people don't like him doing, and the fact that he know the NBA hate Miami, that's another plus a half a step that we got in possibly keeping them too, because he know the NBA, and like I said when I opened up, they don't even talk about our wins and shit and what we do. So we know that the NBA is against us. We got to fight all the, and Jimmy liked that. So if he just say, you know what, man, okay, well, what's available? We can help to bring possibly another young star beside me, Bam, and Tyler. I'm willing to take the cut. What you got? Because at the most, he's still gonna get at least 40. He's still gonna get 40 to 45.
But hold on, Big Tone. Also, this remember, I honestly do think that Pat Riley has one more big swing before he leaves.
Right.
Always remember this, and if you still believe in Pat Riley, you should agree with me. Pat Riley
I do
looks.
believe.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
Pat Riley looks a few years ahead. So what
Right.
I mean by that is that's how we got the big three. There's no other franchise at that time when they were trying to formulate the big three that could have signed all three of them.
Right.
Most of the franchises could have only signed like Braun or D Wade, Chris, and then D Wade, or Chris and
Right.
LeBron. But the Miami Heat, they were the only ones. Why? Because a few years prior, they started shedding salary. They were looking at the landscape of the NBA. Okay, Cleveland is doing terrible. Toronto is doing terrible. They
Right.
started prepping their roster and prepping especially the biggest thing, their pockets, to say, okay, how can we afford this? And what do we have to do to potentially make this deal? All of them are lying when they say, oh, no, we just found out within the past few months of what we were in. No, they were
No,
planning.
yeah,
They were
they,
planning that
yeah,
for like a
yeah,
year or so. And think about it.
yeah. They ain't
Even when
gonna
the
just
Miami Heat were
happen.
trying to get Giannis, they were holding back on the extension of Bam and Abayo because they're like, well, if Giannis could be potentially available, listen, my man, Bam, you're going to have to sit down for a little bit. You might have to either take less or we're going to push the extension off and we're going to try to save this money and go get
I
Giannis.
don't think I don't think they were ever getting Rihanna's.
No,
I
no, no,
think
no, 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 no. But no. But Big Tone, I'm talking about what are they prepping for? What does Pat Riley see? What are they trying to do? We don't know the inner workings. But before we close, Big Tone, what's your closing
okay.
statement about the whole trading Jimmy Butler thing?
I'm gonna make it very clear. If they trade Jimmy Butler, we losing, and we losing for years to come. I don't care what you say. I'm staying 10 toes down on it. To trade Jimmy Butler right now, look, at the most, Jimmy 2 more years. Keep Jimmy. See if you can work out. Now we can't knock Jimmy for wanting his money. Now we ain't gonna never knock nobody for wanting. I don't care Jimmy or anybody. We're not gonna knock nobody for wanting their money. But if you can work out a deal with Jimmy, because we do know Jimmy want to stay here. Jimmy ain't trying to go nowhere else. That's one half a step we got up. He really don't want to go nowhere else. So if they can really give a legit, sincere, say, okay, Jim, look, man, with this new CBA, man, we can't afford, give you, 53, $55 million. You know what I'm saying? We really want to keep you. Is there any deal you can work with us to keep you here to bring you down to 48, 45 or 48? So we can, stay under the CBA, stay under the cap, and we can possibly bring, because I'm at this point, I think Pat Riley and them, they gonna go with young guys. I don't see them. I just don't see them doing this old shit too much. I just don't. Now I could be wrong. I ain't saying I'm right, but with the way these young guys are playing across this league, bro, and these old guys getting be look at KD out. Look at these people. So if they can work, and then Jimmy can. We already know what Jimmy can do with less. If we can convince Jimmy to get down to like 45, man, for the next 2 years, what's that, 90 million? 100 tops, which is just rounded off for the next 2 years, 100, and we can keep him. Man, that's a beautiful thing. The chemistry still there.
But then also
Everybody
too,
still,
Big Tone,
huh?
you don't know who also reached out to Miami. We're only
Well,
hearing
that's
about
true too.
three
That's true.
teams. You
Yeah,
don't
that's true.
know, so like if the Miami Heat are like, wait, you want to give us who? So now
Right.
obviously it's not going to be no all-star like player like Kevin Durant and all this stuff, but I'm
I
talking
don't
about the
even want them,
potential of
bro.
whomever. There's
You
always
mean
that
young
shadow
players?
team. There's
Right,
always that
young
shadow
players.
team that comes out of
Right.
nowhere. So it's like you don't know who's reaching out to Miami. You don't know what kind of conversations are being had on the phone.
Well, here's what I'm on. I'll stay, and before we close, I'm gonna stay 10 toes down. They're not trying to give Miami nothing to win, and I 100%, and I'm willing to put money on that. Whoever reaching out, call itself quote unquote reaching out to Miami, they damn sure not trying to give Miami nothing to win right now. I'm willing to bet on that. The hate is real against Miami. This is why another reason why I don't think Jimmy going nowhere. Now he could be traded. I don't know. I'm giving my opinion. That's all. But I guarantee you, just like that bastard did to us from Portland, and I'm glad he getting everything he deserved. Joe Cronin and the NBA, they are not giving Miami nothing that they gonna win with. Now that's just my opinion. I ain't gonna say definitely, but I 100% I'm willing to put money on it. That's how serious I am with it. That they whoever reaching out to, I don't care whatever 29 teams reaching out to them, they are not reaching out to give the Miami Heat nothing to win with, and I'm willing to bet that. So that's what Big Tone say, and I don't think they're gonna trade Jimmy until after the season. But if they do, they do. I'm Miami Heat, not Miami Jimmy.
There you go. So Big Tone, where can the people find you on YouTube?
You can find me, man, at all the social medias, man. Like I said, I'm not on Twitter no more. I don't do that. I don't do Twitter. Blue Sky, everything is Big Tone Open Sports Talk, man. On Twitter, Big Tone Open Sports Talk. On Instagram, and of course, my show, Big Tone, on YouTube, Big Tone Open Sports Talk with a Z, Sports with a Z, on YouTube. Big Tone Open Sports Talk, as you see in my avatar.
Guys, so make sure that you go over to his channel, hit that subscribe button. He's pretty much live every day talking about the Miami Heat. Make sure that you guys subscribe to his channel. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel where we are so close to 5,000 subscribers. And thank you guys for all the support.